This video is about Psuedomonas syringae. It is a plant-like microbe with its own flagella, so it can literally fling around in the atmosphere. It can go where it wants, and it creates all the rain on Earth. That's the reason that I'm telling you about it. It also creates ice at much higher temperatures than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It can create frost at higher than 32 Fahrenheit and damage crops. So USDA Monsanto has been experimenting on how to kill Psuedomonas syringae on their genetically modified plants, GMO plants, because they love to use their herbicide products, and GMO plants can be sprayed with their herbicide products and it will kill all the weeds around them and the Psuedomonas syringae, so they won't get frost damage, and they can make a huge profit. As they have taken over the USDA, you can also be guaranteed that they will get paid to spray any non-native plants if they wish out of the national forests and stuff. And so they've got an agenda, which is to start this new thing where anything non-native is poison. It needs herbicide. It's invasive, including honeybees. So they started this killer bee thing. Oh, there's killer bees. We gotta kill them all off. We gotta figure out a way to get rid of them. They're feral bees. Apis mellifera is bad. And it's a bull crap. But Psuedomonas syringae is the responsible microbe that gets into the atmosphere and creates all the rain on this earth. So I do know that I have read from many NASA papers and from Council on Foreign Relations papers on the computer that they use radioactive chemicals to track the jet stream, so their satellites can see at night where the jet stream is going, because the radioactive metals will glow. And they say they use rockets with them in their payloads, and they use aircraft. Well, I am quite certain that they use herbicide to stop Psuedomonas syringae from ice nucleating in the atmosphere and creating the rain. It would be so effective, so I know they're doing it, because these unnatural droughts are occurring worldwide. Monsanto is spreading worldwide. Agrochemical agriculture is using so much herbicides that the phytoplankton in the oceans are dying, which they've never done before, and they're creating dead zones, and the phytoplankton are supposed to be converting our carbon dioxide into breathable oxygen. And they live in the oceans, which encompass more of the earth than land. They are the lungs of the earth, phytoplankton, not the jungles. Unfortunately, there's not enough of them to do the work that needs to be done. The microscopic phytoplankton also feed the coral. That's what they eat at night. Coral wake up and put out these little tentacle things, and they catch the phytoplankton. And plankton feed on phytoplankton. These plants are eaten by not only the animal's plankton, but also every other fish and mammal in the sea. And they are the bottom of the food chain. And all the mouths of our agricultural rivers are dead. Dead zones. Completely hypoxiated. No oxygen, just carbon dioxide levels. And they even say that our atmosphere is getting choked with it. It's because the seas are dying because of this massive herbicide use. And where I live, they're even spraying herbicide on the sides of the roads instead of mowing many times of the year. And of course, my main concern here with this video is to tell you that these clouds that I see above me are the reason that I'm having such a drought, that trees are dying, and it is so dried up. And every rainstorm that's supposed to come, the Psuedomonas syringae is supposed to start ice nucleating, creating clouds. And then the static charge actually creates electrical storms, which feed the Psuedomonas syringae by converting all the 78% of the nitrogen in the atmosphere into fixed nitrogen that the Pseudomonas syringae plants can use, can breathe. And then it rains down, and then you have fixed nitrogen on all of your lands and your plants. But Pseudomonas syringae is being killed, from my research, it is being killed by herbicides in the atmosphere. I'm hearing all this stuff about, oh, the chemtrails are up there, they're creating poisons on us, they're trying to hurt us. I think they're just trying to get a grip on controlling the food supply. I think they're just trying to dry up the earth. Deserts are certainly expanding. No rainforest is expanding. The world is drying out. Sure, there's floods. They make that very simple with silver dioxide. Oh no, excuse me, I think it's silver iodide. But the point I'm making about this is we should learn about Pseudomonas syringae. It is responsible for all of our rain, snow, sleet, hail, precipitation, period. It is killed by herbicide. Maybe you might agree that that could be in the chemtrails, as they call them. I know that they're geoengineering. I watch it occurring. I think NASA's doing it, and I do not believe a thing NASA's doing in outer space. I don't even believe they can get there. I've seen asteroids coming in, and I've seen them burn to a crisp, turn into shooting stars going through the aurora borealis. And I know the auroras are what they renamed the Van Allen belts. And I know that that right there keeps anything from coming in, anything, even an iron rock. So how do you think they're going to get up there, take enough oxygen with them to keep fire burning in their rockets, not melt any of those sensitive wires and things, but meanwhile an iron rock burns. This is just ridiculous to believe this. I think the money's going into controlling the world's weather. I know they're trying to control the food supply because of the invasive plants crap. They've got this theory that if it's not native, it needs to be sprayed out with herbicide, because if it's not native and wasn't here before Christopher Columbus, who never even set foot in North America, it's not going to be beneficial, which is crap. I think it's going to be to where we can't have any plants unless they're native, so we'll all starve to death. They don't even want honeybees. They're making up stories about them being killer bees when it's the same species. It's Apis mellifera, the same old bee, and everyone says now that they're native to North America. They found a fossil in Nevada. I've already talked about that, and it's the same exact fossil that was found in Germany, the ancestor of our bees. And why would they not be native? I mean, all the other creatures are. We got bears in both countries. I'm not going to go into all this detail, but wolves and foxes and ferrets, they're all in both countries native. But the fact is, we're back on the Pseudomonas. It's not easy to tell you this, but I'm watching these clouds form right now, and they'll do fine. They'll keep building because the Pseudomonas syringae is causing that. And they'll keep on building, and they'll keep on building as the Pseudomonas syringae expands and multiplies. And they'll get ready to start raining, but before it happens, an aircraft will fly over really fast. Maybe a NASA aircraft. Maybe it's a drone. It'll fly up there, and it'll dust it with a little stripe of herbicide, and that cloud will shrink up like this, and the sky will turn into a big, dusty, hazy-looking chemical sky. And it just overall dries us all out, and it's just dead looking, and it's not natural, and that is not water vapor up there. Look at it. Jeez. Oh well, that's it.